this. And what's going to happen is that the devil, and the devil's slick, and I don't want to give him too much credit, but I don't want anybody to underestimate the power of the devil. And the only one that can save you from the power of the devil is the power of God. We have a lot of things that we can protect ourselves in life with. We can protect our health by eating better food and exercising and taking better care of ourselves. We can protect our finances by making sure that our finances are structured and our spending is careful, and we're monitoring, what we're doing with our finances and how we're investing to grow our all that stuff you can do, but you can't prevent what the devil's going to do to you unless you entrust in the power of God. And the problem is the devil has convinced so many people that there may not be a God, that this may be all something that was made up, that this may be all some kind of myth or some kind of legend, something that, somebody did just to provide comfort for themselves. And they wanted to really believe that there was a power out there that was going to overcome the evil, the wickedness in high places of authority, the terrible things that happen to people along the ways of life. And that's not what it's about. If you have the power of God, and the thing is, if you don't believe in God, nobody can really make you believe in God. And there's probably not a whole lot that people can say to you to convince you that there is a God if you truly believe that there isn't one. But when we read these stories in the Bible and we see how the pattern works, it's a pattern of behavior and consequences, trial and error, good and evil. We see it over and over and over again in every single story that we read. And we see what happens to the people that walk the path of righteousness, and we see what happens to the people that do wicked in the sight of the Lord. And also we see what happens to generation after generation of people who their ancestors did the wickedness in the sight of God. And some people may not think it's fair, and some people may not think it's right, but God says in here that when your ancestors are wicked, the next generations pay the price. And that may explain why the age-old question that creates skepticism in people's hearts about God is, why do bad things happen to good and innocent people? And we have to understand the wisdom and the reasoning that God puts behind these things, and there's no way that we can understand all that. But all we have is these examples to follow, and now not only do we have the examples to follow, we have the evidence to prove that these things really happened, and they really did go the way that the Bible says they went, and they really did take place in the geographical locations that the Bible said took place. And these people's names and lineage that's in this Bible, that's the same names and lineage that they're finding in the tombs, in the cultural writings, in the history of these areas, and it all matches up. So it seems like, and it's most likely, and in all probability, that this stuff is true. And these things really happen the way they do, and God is really like they say he is, and these things that God is saying are true things. And people that attempt and do their best to walk the path of righteousness, they see the rewards in that. And it sounds bad that you should follow God because of what he's going to do for you, but it's true. God is going to bless you if you follow him, and he's going to keep you from hurt, harm, and danger. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to have trials and tribulations in your life. Everybody is going to go through that, no matter how righteous and how holy you are and how hard you strive to be like that. Trials and tribulations are going to happen in your life because this world this whole life that we live is a training ground. It's a test. And you're going to be faced with challenges every single day of your life. There's going to be some sort of challenges, some bigger than others. And a wise man once told me that it's not about what happens to you in life, it's about how you respond to what happened to you. And that's what we're doing. We're practicing our response. We're practicing how we approach things. We're practicing how we look at things. We're practicing our ability to problem solve. We're practicing our ability to do good things for others. We're practicing our ability to have a warm and open heart towards our fellow men. You know, that's when we're doing God's work, and all of us are here to do God's work. And there's so much to do that everybody will have a job to do. Everybody will have a task to perform. Everybody can do something nice for somebody else to help the way of the world. We can all do that. And we are commissioned by God through this covenant that we're a part of to do those very things.